Welcome, amazing friends, and carefully look at this smart Olympiad question. Is this something you can do? Just think for a while, okay? If you know what to do, don't hesitate to let us know about it in the comments. But if you don't, let me teach you what to do. And don't forget to tell us how helpful this is to you in the comment section. It helps us to serve you best. Now, let's do it together. So we are beginning this with solution, okay? So when you look at this, you'll be like, where do you start from? Now you have to start from, whenever you see equation of this form, always use either of these, any of these terms to divide each of these, okay? So we are going to use 16 to the power of x. You can choose to use 44 to the power of x. You can also choose this. They will still give you the same thing. So let's use this to divide. So we're going to have 16 to the power of x. Use it to divide 16 to the power of x, okay? Then plus, also divide this by 16 to the power of x. I hope you are with me there. Is equal to 121 power of x. Divide it with 16 to the power of x. Now, what do? Remember that when you divide a number by itself, it gives you 1. Please remember that. In that case, this gives us 1 plus. Now, what do you do here? Just remember this rule of exponent that says when I have a to the power of m divided by b to the power of m, provided the powers are the same, what you simply need to do is to have a divided by b, then raise it to the power of 1 power. Did you see that? So we can apply it here. To do it, we are going to have 44 divided by 16 will be raised to the power of, the powers are the same, so it will have 1 power of x. Interesting. Now is equal to, do same here. So we're going to have 121 divided by 16 will be raised to the power of x. Now what do? Just simplify it. Okay, so if you simplify, you have 1 plus. Now, what do you simplify with? What can go in 44 and also in 16? You can use 4. 4 divides 44 gives us 11. 4 divides 16 gives us 4. Did you see how we're able to reduce it? Then raise it to the power of x. Okay? And is equal to. Now, how do you simplify this? You observe that there is no number that can divide these two. But note that 121 is a perfect square. So if it's perfect square, you observe that 11 multiplied by itself gives you 121. So we can rewrite 121 as 11 raised to power 2. Interesting. Then 16 is a perfect square. It can also be written as 4 times 4, which is 4 raised to power 2. So we can rewrite this as 4 raised to power of 2. And then raise it to the power of this x. Interesting. Now, what do you do next? Now, obeying the same rule here, we are going to have it as 1 plus 11 over 4 to the power of x is equal to, this is also 11 over 4 raised to the power of 1 power, which is 2. Okay? Then we are raising it to the power of this x. I hope you see what we are doing. Now, what do you do next? We are going to remember this rule of exponent that says a to the power of m to the power of n. You have it that the powers are multiplying. So it's going to be a to the power of mn, okay? Which is the same thing as a to the power of n raised to the power of m. Okay, these three are the same. So let's apply it in this. If you do it, you are going to have 1 plus 11 over 4 to the power of x is equal to, now this can now be switched. Did you observe we switched the power? Okay, so we can switch this power to now have 11 over 4 raised to the power of x, then raise it to the power of 2. Interesting. So you observe carefully that these two are the same. So you can just choose to use another variable to replace it for easy solving. So you can say, let this be equal to y. Okay. Now, substitute, we are going to now have 1 plus, this has given us y is equal to, this is also y. So we have y and is raised to the power of 2. Observe that is leading you to quadratic because the highest power of y is 2. So in that case, we are going to subtract, okay? So you subtract 1 here, subtract y, and you do to the both sides so that it looks beautiful. So if you do it, you are going to have y squared. You know, you're subtracting y also here, so it's negative y. Then you are subtracting 1 here, it's negative 1, and everything is equal to 0. Now what do? Just remember your formula. We're using formula method here, okay? And to do it, you are going to now have your y is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now, your a is just the coefficient of your y squared, and the coefficient here is 1. Okay, so we have it as 1. Then your b is the coefficient of y, and the coefficient of y here is negative 1. Okay, so it's negative 1, and your c is your constant, which is negative 1. So plug it into the formula. This is giving us y is equal to negative, and that of b is negative 1. Did you see how we are putting it in brackets? Plus or minus square root of our b is negative 1, so you square it, minus 4 multiplies a is 1 and c is 1. Interesting. Sorry, c is negative 1. Then divided by 2 multiplied by a. Our a is 1. So if you simplify this, you have y is equal to, multiply this, it gives you positive 1 plus or minus, square this, negative 1 square this, negative 1 multiplied 2 times, and that will give you positive 1. So if you multiply this, remember this is negative, it's going to give us positive 4, and then divided by 2. Now what do you do at this point? You simplify again to have our y is equal to 1 plus or minus, add this up, it gives you root 5 divided by 2. So it means that our y is now 1 plus, split it, okay, divided by 2, okay, and our next y is equal to 1 minus root 5 divided by 2. Now remember the question is on x, so we're going to record that we made a statement here, so I will use this to get the value of x. But observe carefully that in these two values of y, this value, if you simplify this value, is giving you negative. This value will be less than 0. And you observe here that this base is positive. So because the base is positive, your y should also be positive. Okay, so in this case, we are rejecting this solution. Okay, I hope this is clear. So we're only going to work with this. Now to do it, we are going to now have, we can take this off. So we are now recalling, so we recall that this is the statement we made earlier. So in that case, we have 11 over 4 to the power of x is equal to, remember we accepted this and we rejected this. So in that case, we have 1 plus square root of 5 divided by 2. Now what do you do at this point? You need to take the log of both sides to enable you get your x. So we have log of 11 over 4 to the power of x is equal to log of 1 plus root 5 divided by 2. Interesting. So what do you do? Just remember this rule of log, which says log of a to the power of x. This power is always used to multiply the log. So it's going to give us x log a. Okay, so this is going to guide us. Now to do it, we are going to remember what we have here. So in that case, this x is going to multiply the log. So we have x log 11 divided by 4, okay, is equal to log of 1 plus root 5 divided by 2. Now what do you do? Remember it's x you want to find, so you are free to divide both by log of 11 over 4, okay? Divide this also. So if you do it, you are going to now have this takes off this, and this results to x is equal to log of 1 plus root 5 over 2, okay, then divided by log of 11 over 4. Now, when you look at this, you observe carefully that this is an improper fraction. So you are going to do something to reverse it. You're not supposed to leave your answer as improper. Now, let me show you what you would do. If you have log of y divided by x, okay, it is the same thing as negative log of x divided by y. If you want to reverse this fraction, you take the negative of the log. I hope this is clear. So this is going to guide us. Now, if you apply it here, it means you are going to take the negative of these two log for us to reverse. Okay, so if you do that, we have x is equal to negative log, okay, of 1 plus root 5 over 2. I hope you are with me. Divided by negative of log of 11 divided by 4. By doing this, you have not changed anything, because you can easily take off this negative sign, so it's balanced. I hope this is clear. So it means that x is equal to, now obeying this, you see that this is negative and is the same as this. So it means we are going to have this as log of 2, it reverses. Watch. So it's going to be log of 2 over 1 plus root 5. Did you see that? Then divided by, for this, watch this, so it's going to be reversed to be log of 4 divided by 11. Did you see that? So you see we've gotten a proper fraction. But now know that having gotten a proper fraction, this has become, you need to rationalize this, because in sort, you don't leave the denominator with a radical sign. So we are going to rationalize this, and to rationalize it, we are going to now have, so this gives us x is equal to log of 2 divided by 1 plus root 5, okay? So remember, to rationalize means you are going to conjugate this denominator. So conjugate means to change the sign. So it means you are going to multiply the numerator by 1 minus root 5. You see, we changed it from positive to negative. Use the same number to multiply the denominator. By doing this, you are rationalizing, okay? Then is divided by log of 4 over 11. Now, simplify further, we have x as, so we have log of, now we are going to use this, remember this is an expression, okay? So this 2 is to multiply the two terms. So we're having it as 2 into 1 minus root 5. Did you see that? Okay, divided by, now when you look at the denominator, you remember this. There is something we call difference of two squares, and it says when you have it this way, let's bring it down. If you have a squared minus b squared, it means a plus b and a minus b. So if you look at the denominator, they are the same, differences in the signs, just like this. So you can make this to be in this form, okay? So it's going to give us 1, our a now is 1. So we have 1 squared minus this square root of 5, then you square it. This is the same as this 2, okay? Then divided by log of 4 over 11. Interesting. So what do we do? From this point, we are going to now have x is equal to log of 2 into 1 minus root 5 divided by 1 squared is 1 times 1, which is 1. Then this square takes off the square root, we have 5, okay? Then divide it by log of 4 over 11. Interesting. So let's simplify again to have. So this gives us x is equal to log of 2 into 1 minus root 5 divided by, if you subtract this, it gives you negative 4. Okay, so we have it divided by log of 4 over 11. To simplify again, we have x is equal to log of, this 2 takes itself 1, it goes there 2 times, so we're going to have 1 minus root 5 divided by negative 2, okay? All are divided by log of 4 over 11. Interesting. So you observe that the denominator does not have any radical. So to simplify again, just remember that if you have 1 minus root 5 divided by negative 2, it is the same as, because what you have here is positive, okay? So, and when positive divides negative is negative. So it's something as negative of 1 minus root 5 divided by 2. I hope you are seeing it. And this is also negative 1. So if you use it to multiply the bracket, it gives you negative 1 when it multiplies, this is positive root 5 divided by 2, which you can rewrite as root 5 minus 1 over 2. So simplifying this numerator, this is what we have. So we can quickly replace it. Okay, so if you replace it, you are going to now have x is equal to log of square root of 5 minus 1 over 2, okay, divided by log of 4 over 11. Now, also remember this, finally, this rule of log that says log of A divided by log of B. It is the same as log of A base B. Okay, this is the guide. So apply this here. We are going to have it x is equal to log of root 5 minus 1 divided by 2. Okay, you observe there's no radical again, and this is now proper. So this becomes this B. So it's going to be base of 4 divided by 11, and this becomes the value of x. And I hope you learned a lot. Let's know how much in the comment, and don't forget to share for more people to learn with you. Subscribe for more tips, and don't forget to give this tutorial a thumbs up. I will see you in our next class to tell you more. Till then, bye bye.